Hey, Wall. This being one come back with another video. This is a live session here. I wanted to come back with some real news, but about the economy and about your money, which I think is really, really important. Because see, everything you hear on the television is not genuine, especially when it comes to your money. Okay? So the real news we're gonna talk about tonight, family, or today, I guess we're what, almost 4 o'clock here in H-Town. DG, what it do? Minnesota in the house. This is gonna be a good one, family. If you didn't get a chance to check out my last video about real news, okay, and if you didn't get a chance to check out the video I dropped this morning about how the Most High is inside of you, check that out, family, because you drop some knowledge on that one, okay? See, a lot of things that you think isn't. No doubt, James. I bust my homeboy up yesterday. He was talking all that noise. I take him out there to the battleground golf course out here in H-Town and, squashed him in match and medal. And what that means, he took 2 losses. If you know anything about golf, you can beat him on points and you can beat him on how many holes you win, out of the 18. And he got beaten off in both of them, so no doubt. But yeah, family, this real news on the economy. If you have a 401k, okay, or you invest in the stock market right now, you have index funds. I really want to talk about that real quick. Index funds. If you have index funds, all right. Remember, index funds, family, are no doubt, DG. Index funds, family, are funds or like a basket of stocks that companies invest in, and what you do as an individual, with a 401k, of course you pay a percentage of your monies into this 401k account or 403b account or 457, or if you have an IRA where you actively managing it, then if you have index funds in your IRA, understand, family, this is the longest. What I mean by largest, the most, the most profitable bull market we've had in many, many years. All right. Do you honestly think the people in 2007? Do you think they knew 2008 was going to happen? And what happened in 2008? The market crash. You remember in 2008, early 2000, everybody buying those homes and couldn't afford them. Everybody got a home. Those what they call subprime loans. And what happened, think about how predatory this is. Mortgage lenders were giving people homes with credit scores in the 400s, in the 500s. No money down, excluding closing costs. And any of you guys out there that ever bought a home, you know how expensive that can be, right? And how tenuous and stressful it can be, as far as having to get your credit together, having to come up with the money for the down payment and all that. It's a process. But in the early 2000s, mortgage lenders, of course, was winning. And how were they winning? They were just giving anybody loans. But see, what they don't tell you about that whole mortgage loan crisis is that, yes, they bailed out those banks for giving out those loans. But what they don't tell you is that every loan that was given out was insured. And so when you have a person coming to the office with a credit score of 500 and on a down payment of $1,000 and working at Popeyes, making $10 an hour and getting a $200,000 mortgage, you don't think that mortgage company or that mortgage lender already got the insurance on that? Because see, family, once you sign the promissory note, okay, and all you guys out there that own homes know what I'm talking about, there's something called a promissory note. That's just as important as your birth certificate when it comes to buying a house. So soon as you get that promissory note, you sign it, the mortgage lenders, of course, because that's a promise for you to pay, not them, but for you to pay. Then they go and get that promissory note insured, $1 million or whatever. So they already got their monies for that mortgage. And so when you go ahead and of course when bad times come rather, and you've got yourself in an adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what that is, family, if you ever bought a house, if you plan on buying a house, please stay away from ARMs, which are adjustable rate mortgages. Because what that means is, yes, right now, interest rates are very, very low. And so you may get your house at 3%, but you get an adjustable rate mortgage. Well, 3% this year, but 4 or 5 years from now, it goes up to 9, 10%. That's going to be adjusted in your mortgage payments, and that payment is going to go up. So be careful, family. All right? Stick with something that's fixed. That's something that you're going to be able to deal with throughout the duration of the mortgage. But I digress. These mortgage lenders had already got their money off these loans back in 2008. And we bailed them out, giving them all our money. So today, from 2008 when it crashed, and all those people lost their homes, and all those people that had saved their money and paid into those 401ks and into their retirement funds and into their pension funds, family, they lost that money. You think they're going to talk about that on the television? No. Okay? How many of you guys know how many people see? There are a lot of people out there that are struggling right now because of 2008 crisis. Okay? Now it's 11 years later. This is the longest bull market in history, and it's the most profitable one. Okay? Why you think so? It's built up on phony money, family. I'm not in the market right now. The only thing I'm in, and remember, family, all this information I give you about investing and about financial education is for entertainment purposes only. Anything I tell you, I do myself. So right now, I know that the market is overvalued. So when you hear Donald Trump and hear all these people talk about this is the best economy ever, this is the greatest economy ever, they're only talking dollars and cents. They're only talking about the let's say the value of this economy, which is like $21-22 trillion, right? But let me tell you something. I'm not gonna go buy some shoes for $1,000 because everybody say the value is $1,000. I know it's just shoes, and I know how it's made. So I would never ever buy $1,000 pair of shoes. Okay, this economy that's $21 trillion, family, is built up on phony money. All right, and so the market, the real estate market right now is propped up. The stock market right now is propped up, and if you investing right now, be careful. What I always suggest you do is pay yourself first. Sit on the sidelines and wait till this market crash. If you don't believe me, do your research. Okay, do your research. Go to Bloomberg, go to Yahoo Finance, go to Zacks Investments. They'll tell you Morningstar. All right, they'll tell you that this is the longest bull market ever. And so what you probably want to be doing right now is paying yourself first. Because how do I know that? Is that when you do the research, you got to look at the fine print. The fine print tells me that when I look at GDP, in fact, I told you that GDP is gross domestic product. That's how much goods and services are produced in 1 year or in 1 quarter. Okay, a quarter is 3 months. Okay, so from January, February, March, how much money did the United States produce? What was the percentage of monies that they produced? That's how you determine whether or not it's a good economy or not. What's up, T? King Sappy. That's how you know if it's a good economy or not. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers right quick, and then I'm going to tell you that right now there are some pretty some big choices you need to be making if you're paying into your 401k or if you're investing in the market right now. Family, right now the market capitalization of GDP is 130%. That means, it's overvalued. In a nutshell, the market is overvalued. And basically, guys, if you are in the 401k, a lot of you guys' monies is going to particularly maybe 6 companies, because the market, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, is heavily weighted by like 6 companies. But what I mean by that, if you got 6 companies that are the richest on the market, okay, well, those other 80 to 90 companies, they're not gonna really put a dent into it. But those 6 companies gonna really weigh down that economy. So when you put those other ones in there, you know, it's not gonna really make a big difference until you look at those big ones. And what are the big ones I'm talking about? Netflix, what they call the FANG companies: Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, Google, and Apple. All right. Now, if those companies are being overvalued right now, go bankrupt, what do you think is going to happen to your 401k? What do you think is going to happen to all the index funds that are heavily stocked with Netflix, Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, all right, and Microsoft? So when the market crashes, if you know that you have those stocks, then you know you're gonna lose a lot of money or lose a lot of value. But family, I don't want to be a pessimist. If you're young, then of course, you know, you'll be able to bounce back, because anything that goes down will go back up. This is historical analysis. Okay. So just quickly, I'm gonna give you some information. Last year at this time, the first quarter last year was GDP was 2.3%. Okay. This quarter was 2.2%. All right. And so you know that last year we had a higher GDP than this year. If you look at the GDP for the second quarter last year, well, the GDP for the second quarter last year, family, was, what's that, 3.4%? I'm sorry. Yeah, 4.2%. It was 4.2%. Now, second quarter, 3.1%. So you're seeing a reduction in GDP, but everybody's saying that this is the greatest economy. Remember, it's only propped up from the stock market, and it's only propped up from the real estate market. That's why they say that this economy is great. But when you look at the GDP, that's us, family. That's people that are buying and selling, people that are producing goods and services. That's going down. That's not really high. So eventually the market's going to crash. So pay yourself first, all right? Put yourself in a good situation where you can utilize good debt. And what's good debt? I talked about it in prior videos. Don't go get a loan for a new car when you have a car. If you're going to get a loan, go get a loan so you can invest in real estate, or so you can invest in the stock market when it crashes, and dividend stocks and annuity and index funds and stuff like that once it crashes. Because remember, when it crashes, you're going to buy it when it get low, and then once it get high, then you're going to sell it. Okay? And I talk about this a lot with my students, that, you know, pay yourself first, and you buy low, sell high. All right? So I just want to come back with some real news, family. This economy is really a bubble. And if you're really interested in gaining great wealth, make sure that you do some research on real estate, because real estate is going to be a great opportunity for you to gain wealth when this market crashes. Because when the market crashes, everything's going to crash. So get a loan when the stock market crashes. Okay, that's a great question. Check this out. Why would you get a loan to buy a car that's going to devalue as soon as you drive it off the lot? Okay. Why not get a loan to buy investments to make that loan worth 4, 5, 6, 7 times worth more? Because when you get a loan to buy a car, you done already devalued your loan. And you guess what? But you still have to pay the principal. So that $15,000, $10,000, $5,000, whatever loan amount you get, well, on interest, well, when you go buy something for that, whatever it is going to depreciate. But and that's the difference. People, why you think they don't tell us about this? There's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Okay, I would get a loan when I know the market's crashed, and I want some Ford stock, and Ford stock then dropped from $10 all the way to $2, then I'm gonna go get a loan and buy Ford stock. Cause see, Ford stock is gonna go up, plus dividend payments. But like I say, you never get monies that you can't pay back. That's good debt. See, good debt is something that you know you can pay back, but you also can make that debt good debt by doubling and tripling and quadrupling it. And you do that by getting a loan to buy real estate. You get a loan to buy stocks and bonds. I don't understand why people go get loans to buy stuff that's going to deteriorate. No, get your loan to invest, to make that money make money, and then go buy the car. Why would you ever finance a car? That's crazy. Just go buy it, but you don't buy it until you get the resources available. So sometimes you got to, hold tight. Because remember, it's not an accident that a lot of the family out here don't know what the GDP is, or market capitalization, or how interest rates actually work. They don't teach us that in school. That's why I do what I do here on YouTube. Okay? How do I feel about a cashless society? Brandy, it's already pretty much cashless, because when you have the mindset that you understand and overstand that money don't really exist, it's just paper anyway. Your value is money. Your energy is what put those algorithms in bank accounts. Okay? So eventually, we've always been in a cashless society. It's just paper. The paper has no value. Okay, it's the mindset, it's the faith that paper has value. But going to a cashless society is going to be very, very easy, because a lot of people have cards in their wallets anyway, debit and credit, which I definitely would suggest you make sure you look into credit cards before you get one. DJ, I don't know about all that, man. Okay, see that to me, that the RFD chips, those chips going into people. Now I do know that in Iowa, I think last year, a couple of years ago, I seen a story that in Iowa they was doing a experiment, some pilot program where they was actually implanting chips, financial chips in people. But I don't think that's gonna fly. All right, man. I'm almost Sally family, because those comments, they come up and they leave real quick, so I can get a chance to get into them. I get long-winded sometimes. But a cashless society, don't fall into that. That's ridiculous. I got to look into that, T, as far as the difference in frequency. But you understand, I would imagine, because remember, all we are energy. We're energies, and we kind of resonate on different frequencies. Okay, so we're all together. So anytime you're seeing things that differentiate in sound waves, because everything in our existence is sound waves. Yeah, so you're gonna definitely feel the difference in things that you hear from a Hertz perspective. But Brandy, cashless society, we already in that. Okay, what I would basically try to do, family, is don't be so concerned about cash so much as assets. All right. As soon as you have an opportunity to start putting money away to start investing, I think you should do that. And what I mean by investing, I don't mean by getting into the stock market, because it's overvalued. Okay? What I mean by is paying yourself first, and when you pay yourself first, spend your money on education. And then market of the beast, DJ, for sure. All those are scare tactics. All those, when you talk about chips and when you talk about, cashless society and all that kind of stuff, those are just diversions, to keep you from stuff that's never going to change, which is GDP, gross domestic product, how you handle your money, your understanding of money, all right? And if you're young, like a lot of my students, like King Sappy, y'all need to be starting early. Start early, all right? So, I'm just going to kind of be on here about 20 minutes. I want to kind of get some real news. And let me recap. If you have 401ks, okay, let me check this out. Yes, no doubt. Okay. Well, yes, it's not an accident that they don't teach all this. And that's why, you're never gonna see a commercial on my videos, because, I don't do this for money. I do this, for you guys, because I think it's important. I think I'm buffering right now when I said that. I don't think YouTube want me to monetize. I got a job, YouTube, but I digress. This information is free, but you need to utilize it. All right, get yourself financially educated. Start learning about how interest rates affect you. Yeah. What's up, Jesus? No, Jay, real estate is, honestly, family, I invest to gain capital to get real estate. Okay? Because remember, you need something tangible for ownership purposes. You don't want to just have, and like for all the stocks, that need to be dividend stocks. All right? Things that are going to pay you. Thank you, Byron. Things that are going to pay you. Don't just have your money sitting in stocks and bonds and not making money. I think I'm buffering, family. And I'm in H-Town. I don't really see a storm right now. But if I'm buffering, leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm looking at the screen and seeing like I'm buffering. Wow. Okay. So yeah. Too much free information, family. They don't want me to give it to you free. But it's always gonna come free, family. So join me in the garden next time. Matter of fact, I'll be coming live again. And in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Saudi bring you joy, and being with us out of 5,000.